Yeah, that was a fun show, I gotta say. Leading up, truthfully, I was like, thank it wasn't pay-per-view. I will say that it being on the Zone. I know they say it's free, but you're still paying for the Zone subscription. But it was a really good event from start to finish. I do gotta say credit to everybody who fought. Credit to everybody who fought, man. Um, I think I went 6-0 or 7-0 in my picks. If somebody can check my Twitter, and my Twitter is Fight Lounge on Twitter and IG. I believe I corrected all the picks. I'm actually trying to watch the Shields fight, Clarissa Shields. In the meantime, let me get some guests in here. What's going on, T Ray? What's going on, Waffle?
Ahoy! What an
Bro,
event, bro. That was a dope event. I'm not
uh,
gonna lie. There was
Facts.
there was one thing that I wasn't too keen on. I didn't think that Halal Ham won his fight, but other than that, I think I think overall it was a really good showing from from Misfits again, and I'm looking forward to the next one, bro. This is just it, it was just so good. All the fights were really good. I didn't expect Ryan to be so tough, bro. I didn't expect that.
I didn't either.
Yeah, I was like, okay, this dude's getting knocked out, whatever. He was getting clipped, he was getting hit, he was bleeding from the mouth, from the nose, from the forehead at one point, I'm pretty sure. Or maybe that was just splattering or whatever. But bro, like motherfucker has chin and heart. Like I don't like Ryan Taylor personally. Like I don't like what he does and what he says and stuff like that. But bro, I at least gotta give him respect on that front, bro. Holy mother of God.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
bro, and you have to give it up to Misfits because given the hurdles that this event went through, first of all, with Asim Rotman being pushed to the November card,
Mhm.
and then Swarms pulling out, and then Tom Zanetti's fight getting canceled, like
And
they
the other
still
female fight.
pulled, and the other female fight, they pulled off an amazing event. Like I was there before this fight week, like damn, this event's dead. And then I saw the press conference, and I was like, okay, it's gonna be amazing. And then Zanetti's fight gets pulled, and I'm like, this might bomb. And then I was just entertained from Joel's fight. I wasn't able to sit down. Like I was just glued to the screen. Like they outdid themselves.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely, bro. Absolutely. I
Yeah.
for some reason I forget who just get back to me. Hold on.
Okay, yeah, I was gonna say it's just a great overall card. Like I was highly impressed um from beginning. And if you want, we guys can just go through the fights. The opening fight, Halal Ham versus DTG. What's your thoughts on that fight?
Like I said earlier, I don't think that Halal Ham won that one. I think DTG like edged it. I think he was just doing a little bit more than Halal Ham was doing in the later rounds. But people, I maybe I have to watch the fight back. But right now, I just don't think that Halal Ham won that fight.
I have to agree too, but like I was a bit disappointed by Halal Ham. Like no disrespect to him, he put in a graft, he trained his ass off clearly, and he went through a tremendous well not tremendous, a horrific disease, and he still was able to come out and box. But I expected more with him training with Saul Poppy and training under Solomon, but DDG, from in my opinion, he edged that. Clearly beat Halal Ham. So I don't know what it is with judges and getting decisions wrong on these events, but something needs to be done about it.
Yeah, yeah, dude. It's like these events so far have been run by the PBA, same guys who judged King Kenny Temper, King Kenny Sensei. But at this point, it's just kind of like, why complain about it? You know what I mean? Like, I'm not saying you're complaining about it. It's just like Like at this point, it's just like I guess it is what it is. It sucks, but it is what it is. I guess.
Yeah, that's what Dan White said. Don't leave in the hand of the judges.
Facts.
But no, I also had the DTG winning. I thought he won round one. Ham won round two, and DTG at the very end of round three won round three for me.
That's how I had it too. That's how I had it. Uh, but yeah, yeah, I mean, congrats to Halal Ham. Again, don't think he deserved it, but you know.
Absolutely. The female, no, Anthony Taylor was after that fight. That was the best Anthony Taylor ever looked.
Oh yeah, the Anthony Taylor fight, bro. Going in, I was like, okay, Anthony Roxu's got this. You know, like Anthony Taylor, he doesn't perform well in these fights whatsoever. He just doesn't perform well whatsoever. And then he just comes in, lands one right hand, and then Anthony or Roxu was on the fucking ground. Like what? Like what? I blinked and homie was on the ground. I was like, what the hell? But yo, Anthony Taylor, bro, I am so happy that he won because he's like one of the most likable people in the scene, but also like the most hated. But like I like him. Like I think he's hilarious. Whatever he's like on these spaces talking to whoever, bro. I'm proud of that. I'm proud of him winning that.
I'm happy he won because he's had, as you said, bad luck with decisions in this whole influencer boxing space. I did think though after he connected with that right, and he just kept going back to that combination and wasn't really showing much more of his game. Like he found something that worked, and eventually it became ineffective. But shout out to Taylor. He is a guy that a lot of guys can go up against and get some sort of credibility. Say, oh well, I beat a experienced mixed martial arts fighter or a boxer on their record. Like guys at 160, weight could take on Taylor and use him to catapult themselves.
This was the
Personally,
first time. This was the bottom line. This was the first time Anthony Taylor looked like a professional fighter. All the other stuff, he wasn't taking it seriously. As Schuster wasn't. Even when he fought Ryan Taylor, I know he won clearly, but this time he looked and acted like a professional from beginning to the end.
yeah, bro. That I call again. Happy with his performance. If you didn't hear that, and I feel like we should either throw him to King Kenny or Salt Poppy. I feel like him and Salt Poppy would be a really good fight, but that's just my personal opinion.
Well, yeah, Anthony won KSI. I think that's too much. That's too big of. I mean, you got to aim high, so yeah, I can fault him for that. But truth be told, man, if cause we know Jake was watching, because for people who don't know, when JMX called out Logan, Logan was training, looked at that, and said, "Yeah, that was a lot." Then, so if Logan's watching that fight, Jake's watching that fight. If I'm
Yeah.
Jake, I get Andy Taylor on his card with Anderson Silva. Anthony didn't take that much damage,
Ooh.
and and again, when you're a fighter, you want to be active. So if I'm Jake, I get Anthony on his card.
Yeah. I mean, I agree.
Okay. But yeah, respect to the guy who Ash, the Ash Ketchum, the Pokemon dude. Dude was tough. Dude was getting rocked. Dude was getting dropped, but he had heart. Aside from the female influence fight who quit on the stool, everybody on his card had heart. There was no
Oh
quit
yeah.
on them.
Yeah, man. I like Roxu, bro. Roxu, bro. He was like, even though he got hit in the beginning, like that's when most people would like curl up, like shell up, and just be like, I can't take this anymore. Homie kept
Yeah,
coming. He
You show
kept
you
coming.
show a lot of composure because like a lot of influencers, as you said, would just shell up or scramble. Like he like took a breath. He he gathered his legs under his body, and he stayed in there with Taylor, like taking bombs from Taylor, and he just stuck it out, went back to his jab, connected a little bit, but showed a lot of composure for someone that is quote unquote inexperienced against an experienced guy.
Yeah, dude. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's talk about the female influence fight. That fight surprised me. I did not have high hopes for it, but you know, it was a good strap, man. It was a good sign for round one.
Yeah, it was a good scrap. You know, whenever I'm watching these fights and stuff like that, I don't expect too much technicality and stuff like that. But bro, I feel like there's something going on with Simple Simon and Keeley, like within their household, that they're just not able to fight, bro. Like, come on, man. Both both of them lost their fights. But no, like respect to getting in there and stuff. But man, they need to get some new trainers or something, because you know the family's 0-2.
I mean, technically, like, props to Astrid for sticking to a very solid game plan, but I feel like if this fight falls flat compared to like the rest of fights, like the rest of fights had standout moments, like Anthony Taylor dropping his opponent in like 3 seconds, the war between Halal Ham and DTG and JMX and Ginty. But I feel like this fight was like, how do I say it, the most boring on the event when you look back at it.
Oh, I gotta disagree.
That's true.
There's
Oh,
yeah, that fight was like we did not expect that much action, and that I know it lasted round one. I wasn't expecting that much action. Like I have no issue with that fight. We saw who put in more hours training. 'Cause remember, Ashley was supposed to fight in July, and then she just so she had longer training. But like she was calm, she was composed. She has a jab, so I would definitely like to see her again. And for round one, it was exciting.
yeah, bro. I agree. I agree. Um,
We
I had something to
um
say, but now I forget it. Damn it.
Weeks, what's good, man?
Hey man, I just wanted to stop in for a minute, say what's up. I'm glad y'all are having a little post show, talking about it. Dude, I'm glad to see some depth with our women's boxing in the influencer game, man. Finally some, adding some names in there and having some options for these girls. I mean, that's what it's about. With the Slim thing, I mean, there's too much to talk about here, but wow. I mean, Ryan Taylor, he
He's tough.
surprised me. I mean, he did.
He
He put a surprise out. I mean, even traded a jab with him at some point. I mean, he stood in there. People are going to talk bad about him and say that he had like no technical ability, just a chin. But I mean, he improved, man. I mean, even from that Anthony Taylor fight just not too long ago. I mean, both those guys came out of that fight good.
I wouldn't
let me
even
tell you.
say no technic. I wouldn't say no technical ability because, in my opinion, like I expected Orion to get mauled. Like I expected him to
Exactly.
look as bad as he did
Exactly.
on that Deji card. And from what I saw, he like a lot of YouTube boxers, they don't like to keep their guard up. Orion kept going back to that high guard and kept disciplined with that. And he gave Slim a good few jabs, even clipped him. There looked like times where if Ryan wasn't as gassed and he had a bit more knowledge, he would not have crowded Slim as much as he did at some points. He may have gotten Slim down. Like there were times where Slim was starting to go down. Ryan would just clinch and you would be like, no, just hit him once or twice again and he's down. So I would say Ryan has a lot of potential. I don't think to be a pound for pound number like top 10, but he has the potential to be a guy in the scene that will have some wins, will have some losses, but will prove a tough challenge to anyone in this scene.
Right. And I
he,
mean, when
he,
you got some L's under your belt, you go into some of these fights with less worry. When you're undefeated like Slim and you've got all knockouts, you got to perform. I mean, he's not got that. Ryan Taylor, he's been heated. He's been, pissed on since day one. I mean, this guy, he could be a good name for, I mean, maybe not going to say he's going to be a journeyman, but he could make some name for himself in Misfits. And it's,
Let me put
that's
it like
what you
this.
want.
Let me put, you can't teach toughness.
No,
You
man.
either have it or you don't. And Ron Terry has it. Now, if he continues for, and again, I didn't like Ron Terry. I don't like the headbutt thing. And that DK might fight. He had no intention of fighting. And the shit was slim. So in my eyes, I'm like, this dude doesn't take this sport seriously. And he taking off the kingpin card, which, funny enough, I think in hindsight benefit both of them. Because I think if Ron Taylor versus Slim happened, even if that scope didn't happen, I don't think neither one of them are in this position right now. Slim got the temper fight. Taylor, he went from fighting Kingpin to finding some underground pit against Anthony Taylor, and they both eventually made it to Misfits. But funny how it works out, man. I'm glad most point to see him buried at the hatch. That's what I'm most happy to see.
I was just happy to see Ryan Taylor get battered. I'm gonna be honest.
Hey,
You know, he.
Slim.
I,
I'll
I
go
was
ahead.
I was gonna say he just played the bad guy for too long, man. I was glad to see him get officially humbled. You know what I mean,
Right, but hey, you got to give it to Ryan, dude. We're all Slim
bro?
fans
I've
in
been,
here, and
yeah, I know,
we was on the edge of our seat a couple of times. It's just like you
Facts.
said, Fight
dude.
Lounge. I mean, he rocked him a couple times, and I was like, oh no, I'm about to see my boy lose.
Yeah, I
When
was
when
shitting
when
myself. I'm not
Ryan
gonna
got
lie, I was
knocked
shitting
down,
myself.
when Ryan got knocked down, and he immediately got up and he looked pissed, and he tried to get in Slim's face, I was like, oh, it's like that.
Man, I
Like
just
from then I knew Ryan wasn't going down easy. Like it would have to
yeah.
be he couldn't continue at all. Like he had to go out on his shield, like out
Well,
cold.
I had flashbacks to the last time I came up on here on Happy Punch. I was talking to Slim, and I said, "What's up, Ryan's dad?" If he would have lost, it'd have came back and bit me so hard. You don't even know, man. I thought it was over for me. I thought it was over for me, you know. But hey, on one thing, you know, even though Ryan's got a rocky start and still is pretty shady, I mean, he's earned some type of level of respect. Whether it's outside of the ring, I don't know, but he's earned some in-ring respect, and that's what counts.
Facts. Absolutely. As a fighter, let's talk about another fight, man. JMX, the return JMX. That
Yes,
fight, man.
sir.
Woo! Talk,
Ooh.
talk,
Man,
talk about knockdowns.
I got
knock
a
down.
lot of things to say about this.
You go ahead.
I
Yeah.
think it, I'm a bit disappointed in Joel, but impressed with other things because when I was watching the fight, like I watch a lot of fighting. So when I'm seeing Joel coming in with his jab, you immediately notice his jaw is clean in the air. And that's why Ginty caught him. From the time I saw that jaw is in the air and he kept crowding Ginty and getting into Ginty's range and they're trading, I'm like, he's gonna catch one on the chin and go down if he's not careful. And sure enough, it happened. And when I think about the guys he's potentially calling out, the guys that he has on his list, I'm like, that chin up in the air is not going to bode well for him. When I think he wants to fight a murderer's row of opponents, like he wants to fight Josh Bruckner, Dr. Mike, and then Logan. And here's the thing, even if Sensei was still fighting, Sensei would be in that weight class, that 190 weight class. Those guys would prove too tough of a challenge, I think, for him if he does not like look at the fight and improve from those mistakes. I mean, credit to him. He got the win and he got the stoppage in the end, but it took a lot longer than it should have if that's the path he wants to go on. If he wants those big dangerous names in the division, he has a lot to improve on.
Yeah, I think
Facts.
we all agree we need to see him again and soon because I mean there was a lot of rust and I think that's what I saw in his footwork was those jittery, you know, a lot of adrenaline coursing through your veins, just too much, too fast, and that's what ended up getting him caught. I think we see him again in like hopefully, I mean I don't know, January or by the end of the year. I think that could be what defines him as a fighter.
Yeah, exactly. Because I'm also listening to Wade on commentary, and I'm like, exactly, like stay in your range. You're successful in your range. Why are you crowding? Like you would see the guys on commentary say he's overcrowding himself, and he would repeatedly do it. I'm like, why is no one in his corner telling him stop crowding your work? Because every time he gets Ginty into the corner, he just smothers him, and I'm like, no, stay at range, hit him a 1-2, hit him an uppercut from range, you would be fine. You'd get him out quicker. And like I don't know if it's a lack of IQ boxing wise, but I think he definitely needs to make some improvement if he wants to fight a Dr. Mike or Josh Bruckner or a Logan Paul, worst of all.
You
Yeah.
don't think you don't think we give credit to his opponents? That dude was tough. Like, here's the thing: if you go to all of JMX's fights, it's two boxing and it's one MMA. As soon as JMX punches all his opponents, they're like, "Oh shit, this dude's tall, this dude's strong." They're all like Howard. His opponent, he got knocked down, and then he knocked down JMX. Like I think we gotta give respect to his opponent. Now
Yeah, bro.
I do think ring rust is a thing, and that's fine. Him maybe fighting Chase the Moore in heavyweight, I would like to see that. Possibly. But I do think we're a little hard. I mean, I get what you're saying. Like, there's no way if you talk to the YouTube boxing fans and say, "Hey, can this guy beat Logan Paul?" Majority gonna say no. So James probably needs another fight to to get that. Now James and Logan's probably gonna fight a big name, but hey, we know it's pullout season, so maybe James do need another fight if he's healthy. Maybe get him on the November card. Chase the Moore wants to fight. Jameson can go up a couple pounds in heavyweight. Maybe that can be it, but J-Max, we know what he can do. I think this is more about his opponent. What's the guy's name? I want to make sure I say correctly.
Ginty, he fought on Kingpin.
Ginty. Shout out to him. Dude has
Yeah.
heart.
Yeah, shout out to him.
Silly
He
boy.
definitely has an iron chin because if JMX's previous opponents couldn't take those hits in 16s and 14-ounce gloves, and Ginty could have taken them in 10-ounce gloves, kid's got a granite chin.
Yeah, he and again, for people maybe his MMA, I think this is the first opponent who was as tall as J-Max. So that
Yeah,
has something to do with it as well.
I really
Right.
hope that he comes back. I mean, obviously, he would need some time off because of like he got knocked down and all that stuff. Like he got really badly hurt. His whole face
Oh
was
yeah.
like a tomato.
Bro, his body turned from white to red.
There's a rumor to be in
Yo,
March. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
what's up, Rand? Yeah, there's a
tough
rumor one
game.
in March. I think Fred Talks Fighting kind of slipped up. Somebody told me, and again, you people on Twitter, though, you're the best like detectives. So I'm riding with y'all. So I think there's one in March. I'll probably say get you on the March one.
I don't know. Maybe we'll see him. I mean, I could be wrong. We could probably see him a little later than that. I don't know. I feel like you gotta make sure that these fighters are like okay. I don't know if we'll see him in March, but if he is, then I owe you $10, Fight Lounge.
Hey, I'll take it. I'll take it. Yo, Rand, what's good, man?
Yo,
Yo, what's your take? I started going bout by bout, but I think we're just whatever. So, what's your thoughts on the overall? All right, what was your stand-up performances? Let's put it that way. Rand.
Good talk, bro.
my
I
fault,
agree
gang. I
with
got
what
a lot
Rand's
going
saying.
on. What'd you say? One
As
more
as so
time.
as what was your stand-up performances?
The
What were
standout?
your stand-up performances of this event?
Shit.
Yeah,
Shit. Anthony Taylor.
yeah. He like I
He
said,
won a big
he
fight. He
acted
gonna
like a
get a big fight
professional.
now. Shit.
I
He
suggested I
boxed.
suggested I suggested Jake Paul get him on his card.
True. Very true. I don't know about in 2 weeks.
I don't think he took that much damage. I think he could easily do a credit to his opponent. The dude, he has heart, and I can easily see him, fight again. All right, what do you guys think of Halal Ham's performance? Now,
Oh, dude. I
earlier
just,
As I
earlier this
said,
year,
disappointing considering who he's training with.
I
yeah,
will
man.
say I will say this. Earlier this year, after Kingpin, I'm not the King, after Showstar.
Yo,
This
y'all
is
can
this
hear me?
sound like yeah, it's only 2 years ago, but like dude has skin cancer, so he had to go through that. So, do you think how can I say it? Do you think he wasn't 100% when he was training?
Man, I don't know what I saw during the fight. I didn't really think about it afterwards, but I remember that same move he kept hitting where he ducked his head and went for that I think it was the big right. He just kept trying to hit and it was not doing anything. But then I think it was like 3 or 4 attempts later, he just starts landing every time. But then the fight goes through and he's getting gas and he's getting clipped too, and then obviously his opponent's going to adjust to that. And I don't know, man. I mean, with who he's training with, I would think that he has a couple more tools in the belt, but he just seemed to rely on the 2 or 3 things he had. And so I genuinely don't know. I mean, I hope that he can turn that around, but I mean, it's tough to say. I mean, it looked like he was going to improve a lot. Pictures of him and everything just kind of misled me to what I saw.
Exactly, exactly. I feel the same way. Thinking I thought like he would come out like a new fighter, training with guys like Solomon and Saul Poppy, like, but and I also took into consideration the health condition he had probably hindered his performance against Poppy. So I said maybe this guy smokes DPG, but I have to say I'm a bit disappointed with Halal Ham.
Put
Yeah,
it
bro.
this way, him did not fight like a dude who's been there. That was his third fight, and that's why like if you do some things, that's why people tell you practice. It becomes the normal to you. And this is his third fight in front of a crowd. And again, maybe DTG is just strong. A dude has no fear. But I will say, I was like, man, like this is his third fight. I'll say that much. I ain't gonna say his health because what we did earlier this year, but I didn't have him winning. I thought he won round two. I would like to see him fight again. You know who I just remember what happened to the what was it Ashley Kane from Showstar?
Yeah, Ashley
Remember
Kane.
yeah,
Whatever happened
where's
to him?
he at? Where is he at? Cause he won the fight. Was it 8 times? Cause unfortunately his baby passed away at like 8 months,
Yeah,
and unfortunately wasn't able to perform. Throw him on Misfits, man.
bro. Let's someone get him. Someone contact him, bro.
Yeah, I mean, but put it this way: you had people this week at the press conference who didn't want to fight and was acting the fool, while this dude actually came
David
looks
King.
to. Yeah, I mean, you know what? Let's talk. You know what? Let's talk about the week, the hype, and again, this is YouTube on, so you need the incitement. You need to show your character. What do you guys think about the fight week, all the press conference, all the, we really got to see this guy's personalities.
Press conference saved the event for me. I think I was at the gym and I was like I saw it pop up and I was like, you know what? Let me just take a look at this. I was gonna watch anyway for Jay and JMX, but let me see what this press conference is about. And I'm literally in the gym like oohing and ahhing like whoa, this shit is entertaining. Like when the guys are getting up and they're fighting and I'm calling guys like come look at this. I'm like this is so hype. And then, like to hear hours later that the guy who started the beef and wanted to fight at the press conference was pulled off, I was like, "Damn, that would have been a banger of a fight." To see that play out, but Slim did his thing. Charlie's weird, entertaining guy.
Put it this
Um,
way: if he wants to, he'll get a spot on Misfits. His
yeah,
personality really, really showed out. I really think, and he's a character. Now as we can see, he's not very good, but like it's fine. Like Misfits,
that
YouTube
that
boxing.
that joke of you guys haven't had sex for 5 weeks, but I haven't had sex all my life. Like that was the funniest shit.
That was
Like
funny as hell.
It
I
did brought
was
me
on the
back.
floor.
And what's funny is like if you go to his IG, he and I guess his wife is expecting their firstborn like soon. Like it's so funny. Like yeah, he's expecting a baby.
What the fuck?
Yeah, if you go to his IG, it's like who is this guy? And like he looks old on purpose. He's only like 30 years old. So
What?
yes,
That's
yes,
crazy.
he's a character. That's why I said you have to fight, of course, but you also have to be entertaining. And he deserved your one entertainer of the week. Again, you have some clowns. Put it this way,
Him versus
people.
dad.
You know what?
Oh my god.
Let's talk about it. Him versus Dad.
Oh no.
Who wins?
Like the dads of YouTube boxing.
I just want to see that again, man. I feel like there. I don't know, bro. I just
Wait,
that
who are
Look,
you
meme.
look.
talking
Or
I
him
remember
versus Simple
loving that.
Simon.
I
who are
yeah.
we talking about?
Oh, yo,
Uh,
we got my guy Kristen. He's the editor for Vidal Rally and Way. Kristen, what's good, man?
Yo, yo, what's good, guys? What's going on?
Which
Man,
Chris Bundo?
what's your reaction, man? Of the whole event? Did it was
Yo,
it
can
better
we
than
just
you think? Go ahead.
yeah, can we just talk about how good of a job Wade did on commentary table? I feel like he
Is it
was
every
one of
hell?
the
time.
yes, yes. Like what was the other guy's name? The very professional guy.
Todd.
I feel,
Talk,
yeah,
Tom.
yeah.
like you can see the difference between how Wade really knows the YouTube boxing community versus a person like Todd that didn't really know much about the fighters. So yeah, Wade was a W today
You
for
know,
sure.
let's talk about
Oh,
the commentary. Let's talk about it. I love this one. I like
oh,
the first
yeah.
one. I like the first misses as well. But what makes this one different from boxing is Todd even said he said like he ain't supposed to be jumping up and rooting for people, but he was like, I don't care. This is YouTube
He's like,
boxing.
yeah, I don't care.
You know,
Bro,
I
I'm
I'm
think
just
not
here.
gonna
this
lie.
commentary crew with True Geordie is elite. Like if you add this and True Geordie, you have the perfect commentary team. Or you replace King Kenny with True Geordie. Those three,
Oh man.
elite.
That would be elite. That would be elite. What were your thoughts on King Kenny commentating? What'd you
I
think?
liked it.
It was.
I
I think.
liked it.
I think. Go ahead.
No, I'm just gonna say real quick. I said I like fighters. When KSI versus Logan, they had Joe Weller, who's been there. It says something for listeners. I haven't been in a ring. None of us have been in a ring, so he can tell from experience. I like it. I hope the next one, Mrs. Four, they have a fighter there. That's just me.
Yeah, bro. I also want to say this. I actually have to go, but I want to say this last thing. Whenever Tom said during the Halal Ham DTG fight, whenever he said something along the lines of when I guess pigs fly or something.
Oh my
Whenever
God. Yeah.
that was
That was out of
incredibly
pocket, bro.
disrespectful, and
That was out of pocket,
That
bro.
was
That flew
disrespectful.
under the
That was
radar.
so
I
disrespectful.
I sat there. I was like, "There's no way he just said that." But like,
Yeah.
yeah, you guys have a good one.
Oh,
And
you
Shout out
too.
yeah,
Waffle.
Yeah,
peace
man.
out, boys.
Shout out.
But
Shout
no,
out. Yeah.
but see, but this is what I like. This is what makes us different from other pro boxing. They was having fun. If the
Yeah.
commentators are having fun, if the fans are really having fun, we the watchers gonna be having fun. And yeah, you always have to have somebody who knows the scene. The first one was True and Keen. This one was Wade. The Misfits three has if it is Wade or Keen or Fuzu, it has to have somebody who knows the
Yeah.
scene.
Who's at least been around it.
Unlike the Social Glove 2, we had Paulie and these boxers, and they was like, "Why am I even here?" You
I
know,
Yeah.
Here's the thing. I think Wade, like, and this is why I think Wade should have been on the first one. I think Wade is one of the guys who pays the most attention to the scene, but also combat sports, and he knows how to analyze like a fight. In my opinion, he analyzes a fight on the spot better than someone like True Geordie. I think True Geordie can analyze a fight, but more of a post fight. Like he can sit down, watch a fight after, and break it down slowly. I think Wade can watch as the action is happening in front of his eyes and commentate play by play and commentate what fighters should be doing the
And he's
best.
just teeing off, man.
Yeah,
He's
while
just
knowing.
starting, bro.
Yeah, I think
Fresh, gonna be
Wade.
here a while.
Yep.
But yeah, TJ, T Ray, my bad. T Ray, I completely agree with you, man. Like that was kind of like the point I was making earlier. Like you could see like Wade like mid fight, he was analyzing the fight, he was calling it how he saw it. So hopefully Austin, Texas. I live in Austin, Texas now, so if anybody's gonna come to Misfits 003, hit me up. You know what I'm saying? I live in Austin, Texas. Like I'm excited. I'm excited for the event here.
I
hey,
swear to God, Wade better be like when this YouTube boxing scene comes to like a climax with Jake versus KSI. Wade better be on that table. Like he
Yes,
100%,
deserves that.
man.
yes. I agree. I
well,
agree.
hey, you guys just heard it. If you're in Austin, Texas, for Misfits 3, party at Christian's house. He just said it. Everybody's invited.
Agreed.
100%, 100%. Come slide, come slide. Yeah.
But yeah, I really like this
BYOB.
commentary, man. Even though it was brutally honest. That's another thing. You don't hear this honesty on the other ones because it's politics and this whatever. It was brutally honest, man. These referees was
I
awful.
was shocked at the honesty because, like, just like you said, you like because of the politics, you're not supposed to be that honest. Like when he told
Mm-hmm.
Halal Ham to Halal's face, like, yeah, I thought DDG won. I was like, bro, that's kind of like harsh. Like you're just looking at the guy and be like, yeah, bro, I didn't think he won. I thought the other guy won. Like that's harsh, but you gotta love Wade, man. You gotta love Wade.
Agreed, yeah. And hey, I got to step, but I want to say this, man. When you think about people like Wade and like just in general, something that people enjoy is when they can grow with a person. They watch an influencer, they watch someone like Wade. They've seen him since he's had the small numbers, and he's going to grow with these guys, and people are going to get attached to that. They're going to get comfortable with that. And the whole any event he'll be on in the future, if people have been keeping up with it, it's gonna be
Oh
like,
damn.
yeah, my bad. Tennessee game's on. That's why I gotta go. I gotta go to Bama.
Oh,
Bama in
that's
Tennessee,
why
baby.
that's why Wade isn't here. He watching Tennessee.
Yeah. Okay, bro. I'm gonna hop on. They won't shut up. Hey, go
Peace
balls,
out.
baby.
I definitely agree with that point because like I've been watching Wade since like Jake v Gibb, and like now anytime like Wade uploads a video, I'm like there instantly. It's like me and like KSI's video.
Yes,
Like
yes.
it's like you grow with the YouTuber. But enough about the commentators. Like what we saying about Slim? Because we talked a lot about Ryan Taylor. What we saying about Slim though?
I think Slim showed toughness. Slim needed a fight like this. He needed harder. You have to hit your breaking point or like do a quit or keep going. And Slim needed it. And again, it showed like he said the weight class matters. Slim barely makes 170. I think he weighed in at 169. Like truthfully, Slim should be fighting at 168, maybe 165. But that's so weight class matters. He went there, I guess, a bigger guy, but he showed heart. I wish Slim could learn to jab. If Slim could learn how to fight like the longer fighter, like the bigger
Mm,
fighter, he won't take much damage.
mm.
I,
Is
I,
it
I
just is
think
it just me? Is it just me, or does Slim show when he's tired? Like I feel like round two, round
yeah.
three, I saw Slim getting tired by Ryan Taylor putting his body on him. So I mean, that's just me. I
I
don't know.
think also it not only the weight played a factor because I do think like some of the shots Ryan got hit with in the third and fourth, if Slim were able to get those off cleanly in round two, Ryan would have gone. Like Ryan would have been
Yeah,
put down. But I think the fact that Ryan came back with a bit between his feet in round two, like after getting knocked down, Ryan took that like he took that as disrespect and like put it on Slim because personally
it
I
woke him
scored.
up.
Yeah,
In
I
my opinion, it
scored
woke him
round
up.
two like a 9-8. I said I thought Ryan won back the round. If Ryan hadn't got knocked down and Ryan fought round two the way he fought it, I would have given him round two. But I think I literally this is what I've been saying for the longest while. I think Slim needs to not change his coaches, but make some additions to his team. I think he
Evolve.
needs. Yes, I think he
Yes,
needs to add a strength and like someone like
yes.
Leon. Now, not everyone is going to find a Leon Wills, but he needs a serious strength and conditioning coach because if he wants to be in that top three spot and fight a guy like KSI, Jake, or Gibb, he needs to improve on that cardio and that physicality. Like he needs to get a nutritionist, get a SNC, maybe bulk up to 175. And if you want to fight at middleweight, you can do a water cut or a weight cut to 168. But get his body right to like 175 so he can stand with those guys and get his conditioning right because a guy like Gibb, Slim's body is available.
Well, here's the thing for Gibbs. Like, would he come down to 175? I think that's the one thing. Like, there's
I,
more names being added to the weight class.
I think
That's
Leon in an interview when they mentioned Gibb, he said he wants Gibb to stay down at 175. Like he wants Gibb to go lighter. So if Gibb is going lighter, and the thing is, Gibb could weight cut light, but he will rehydrate to 180s by the end of the day, like by the
hmm
fight day. So I think it's really a matter of Slim wants to stay at the top because after the temper fight, I say, okay, Slim, if Slim could catch Gibb in rounds one and two and maybe three, he can beat Gibb. But before this temper fight, I was saying Gibb goes to that body early and takes him out by round three. And today's fight reassured me of that. I think Slim is too available to the body. I think Gibb eats his body alive and by round two starts going upstairs. I will say Slim did show improvements in my opinion by going to the body. Not a lot of YouTube boxers mix up their shots and go to the body, and
agreed.
Slim has added that to his game, which was good to see. So I think he's slightly improving, but he does need to fix that one glaring issue if he wants to say, I'm better than Gibb. I'm top three. I can beat KSI because if he fights KSI now, and it's probably a good thing this Ryan Taylor fight happened because he might have shot up for that KSI opportunity, and KSI would have probably murked him inside of 3 rounds.
Yeah, I agree. Slim needs to evolve. I said it before this fight. He needs again. He has a great team around him, but they need to bring in more boxers outside. That's the one thing about him because he's in Brooklyn, so he has his core boxers, his core whatever. But then you bring in like people from Mexico, people from Canada, like to mix it up because like when you're fighting the same people for years, you know each other. You just do. You're not experiencing any new style. So
And yeah, I agree. And that's my problem with him and Adam because I think Slim attacking wise is amazing, defensive is poor, and I think Adam defensive is on point, but attacking he is not sure. I think both of them have not shown any improvement in the areas they lack. Like the areas that they're good at, they have shown severe improvement. Adams' head movement and body movement and defense was on point against Landon. Slim's attacking was on point against Ryan and against Temper, but his defense is still lacking because Temper was tagging him and he got gassed. If you look at back at that Temper fight, he was gassed in that second round when
he
he
was
got
gas
the
when he beat Fuzi.
exactly like he needs to incorporate a proper strength and conditioning. Put a bit of size on. Like don't put too much size to compromise your gas tank, but put a bit of size on, put a bit of strength on. Get your conditioning because the guys in that top three spot take their conditioning differently. Like Gibb is a machine, KSI is a machine. Jake, in my opinion, has the weakest cardio of those three guys, but still Jake can go 8 rounds with a Tyron Woodley. So it's up to Slim. He needs to incorporate new guys in his camp and take his strength and conditioning seriously if he really wants to get to that top three spot. Otherwise, he could stay at that top five, like at that number 5 slot, and he is ripe for the picking for guys. Like I think Kenny could give him a good fight and possibly beat him. Like if
Look,
Slim wants to secure.
If it's in London, Kenny get that in the bag.
Man, I really hope Kenny like puts an end to this controversy around him on that November card. But I
Against
think,
DK Money.
yep, is it DK or Saul Poppy? Is it
No,
confirmed he's
no,
fighting DK?
yeah, it's DK Money.
DK money
Uh,
confirmed. Yep.
okay,
Yeah,
I'm giving Kenny that. Kenny takes that
yeah,
easy.
yeah, yes.
If I'm DK money, why would I take that fight? Like, why? I don't know his thought process behind that. I'm just confused.
I
Well,
think
put it.
DK Saul Poppy is a better matchup for DK than DK Kenny.
We'll see. Here's the thing. Like for again, YouTube boxing is on the three categories: money, clout, bragging rights. For DK Money, he's probably the name. The vice says probably for money. He's gonna be finding US opportunity. That's why. In his head, he's like, as long as I don't get knocked out, I'll be happy.
That's true. That's true.
Well, let's talk about the main event. Let's talk about the return of Drain Swinkler, man. What are you guys' thoughts on the main event?
Oh
Bro,
my goodness.
I've been clamoring for this guy to come back because I follow Jay, and I think if you follow Jay, you would know for the past year and a half, like every now and then he would put boxing snaps or him in the gym doing boxing training or conditioning training, and you'd be like, bro, just step back in the ring, please, just step back in the ring, and we got no news of it till Misfits one when we heard okay he's on the Misfits 2 card, and I'm like if this dude takes it seriously and he gets the Gib, that Gib versus J2 fight is a main event by itself. It's a big fight. It's like a big storyline like fight in the UK. Like he showed so much skill. Like I was watching the fight and I saw Charlie keep shooting his jab and his round was like, okay, pull counter, pull counter. And like literally after I said it, I see Jay start pull counter on him and the body shots and everything. I'm like, Jesus Christ. My only issue is I find it hard to believe that at like that big and that jacked as he looks, he's only 168 or 166, whatever the weight was. He's only in the 160s, which is shocking to me. Like I thought he would be like low 170s, but he's 160s. Like that for me, I think he should stay away from Gabe. That's his weight, I think he should stay away from Gabe and stick with guys like Wasabi, Deji, Kenny. Like those are the guys he should stick around.
Yeah, because this is pro now. You have to be in the weight limit. There's not the days of we 10 pounds within or 7 pounds. Like, nah, you got to hit your mark.
Yes. I think Jay's biggest thing was like his combination. He would do left, right, left, right. So I really like that from Jay. I think the Kenny fight is the right fight for him. The Kenny
Yep,
fight next, yeah.
I agree.
And we get our first champ in the influencer boxing scene with the ICB titles. If Kenny beats him, Kenny's champ. If well, depending on what weight they meet at, but if Jay goes up to 170, he becomes is it international ICB light heavyweight champion?
I have no idea.
I these belts, man, these belts. Like Slim
I
Well,
gets
mean,
an extra
well,
belt today
we found
for
out who's behind the belts. It's Mayweather. He said in the Deji press conference that he started ICB, the company. So that's interesting.
oh, is
that.
that what he
That's
said?
really interesting. What?
Yeah. I said in the press conference that ICB was one of the sponsors for the event. So I was like, interesting. So
Hey, I mean, what's funny is if it wasn't for Floyd and Floyd versus Conor McGregor, none of this would have been happening because when KSI told Joe Wilder had this fight, Joe Wilder wanted to fight in that same like boxing gym, and KSI was like, "No, let's do like Floyd and Mayweather," and then boom, that's what seeing Floyd fighting these YouTubers like it's a full circle. We need McGregor to fight one of these YouTubers, but if
yes,
it,
yes.
but if it wasn't for Floyd versus McGregor, none of this, would have happened.
Well, listen, that's the next YouTube boxing or crossover boxing event is
Floyd v.
Mayweather
Deji.
versus Deji. That's the next one. So what are you guys thinking?
I
What do
think
you,
Wade hit the nail on the head. Is that Floyd is going to go out there and test the temperature with Deji, and
yeah,
I'm scared for Deji because I know part of Deji's going to go in there to try to win, and I feel as if as soon as Floyd senses that, like Deji's going to only have one opportunity to put down Floyd, and that's when Floyd is feeling him out. Just like the last guy he fought, the last guy pieced him up a bit. Deji's going to have to put all of his power into those shots that he's able to get up on Floyd because when that feeling out process is done, like I'm scared. Like I'm genuinely scared for Deji.
yeah. No, I agree. I mean, listen, if I was Deji, I would try to like in the beginning start slow, and as the fight progresses, to turn up the pace on Mayweather. But Deji needs to have the fitness on point. Like he needs to be in shape. Like you can't tire out too early for this to work. You know. So.
Well, I mean, he's got your PT's favorite PT in his camp, so I'm no longer worried about Deji's fitness. Like
yeah.
Leon is there. I'm like, right, his fitness has gone from level 65 to level 1000. I don't need to worry about that. But
Yeah.
I think I agree. Like, if Deji's throwing a jab at Floyd, throw it lightly, like bait him, and like when you're going for the right hand, crack that motherfucker, like crack him with like 1,000% of your power.
But here's the
Yeah.
thing: when you do crack them, that's when Floyd gets pissed. That's when Floyd like, oh, now you want to fight? Go at the Don Moore fight. Don Moore wasn't no threat. When those two Japanese fighters cracked Floyd, he was like, oh, you motherfuckers want to fight? Let's fight. And he turned
Yeah.
out. And as long as Deji doesn't do that, my thing for Deji, go and have fun, get the bag. Misfits is gonna have room for you on the January card. Just make it
Yeah.
back home. Like I know fans
If,
want to
if
hear it.
Deji cracks him, like if Deji cracks Floyd, it has to be a kind of wilder crack, like one shot done. Like you cannot or if Deji cracks him and he knocks Floyd down, daily throw in the towel. Deji knocked down Floyd Mayweather. Fewer men have done that. Right off into the
yes.
sunset.
Yeah. If there's a flash knockdown, throw in the towel. I agree with you. Throw
Yeah,
in the towel.
if I'm
That's
Deji, I'm jumping on the rope and be like, yeah, I've completed boxing. I knocked down Floyd Mayweather in his space of learning boxing in 4 years. Yeah, I'm done.
But somebody mentioned Deji being on the January card. I mean, I feel like that wouldn't be smart. Like now that Deji has fought Mayweather, like do you understand that Deji becomes a superstar? So now he's main event Deji. Like now have Deji be like Misfit 005 or Misfit zero zero
Oh no,
six. I
I said
can't see him.
I said what I would do is just like play it safe because as soon as you piss off Floyd, Floyd's gonna turn up and tear it apart. My thing is like
Yeah.
have fun, use
Yeah.
skill. That's what I'm saying. But like yeah, if he gets started by Floyd, even if he goes 6 all rounds and his face and body's fucked up, then yeah, he gonna make him no January card. But
Yeah.
that's my thing. But
The thing
you
with
know,
the boxing space and YouTube, the influencer boxing space, is that there's so many main event stars right now in the scene. Like
Yep.
it's hard to like shuffle them into cards because Gib is arguably a main event now. Gib versus Slim is its own main event, but you know what? If you put out on a KSI card and you put it as a co-main, that boosts pay-per-view sales and
Yep.
numbers even further. So it's like for the matchmakers to decide, okay, do we want a enormous like pay-per-view buying and like do we want this pay-per-view to do extremely well, or do we want to give these guys their own big payday and like have them as the main event? Because
Well, put it this way, January, KSI and Logan, they're on the same
Exactly.
card. Like
Exactly.
everybody else in pro boxing would have separated them. They're on the same card, and everybody's like January, January. That's why like first time we even talk about the November cards. Everybody's saying January, January. Like November is
Hmm.
being like being treated like a stepchild here. Everybody's talking about January right now. So yeah, I see what you're talking about because like yeah, like January's gonna be pat. Like the opening fight might be a co-main event on every other card.
Hmm.
yep.
No, I agree. I mean, it'd be smart for Misfits. Like, I know we want a packed card in January, but the smart thing to do is not put Deji on it, not put Gib on it, because they're their own main events for future
Yeah, because like
Misfits
I see
events.
Gib wanting to fight on that. Gib said his next fight needs to be in the UK, and the January event is in LA. So I think Gibbs out of that card. But I could only imagine if you have KSI and Logan Paul as a dual main event, and then you have Gib versus Slim as your co-main. That's like automatically near a million pay-per-view buys. Like that is a
And
big.
sell out.
Yeah, like it would. Like, and then you add like let's say a Temper versus Wasabi. Although I don't think Misfits would ever have Wasabi on their card, but you have Temper versus someone, and then well, Kenny's fighting in November. If Kenny gets back on that card, like listen to that card already. That's like five main event level matches already there. So you have like if the matchmakers have to be smart in planning it out.
Yeah. Yeah, I
The,
mean, listen, wait, you go, you go.
no, no, no. Go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say, like, I wonder what event is gonna be the KSI Jake event. Is that like 007? Is that like when like all peaks? Like, when is the peak of Misfits? Like, I'm trying to understand.
Well, we the thing though is we don't know if it's going to be a Misfits event because remember Jake is with Showtime. Like that fight is a different kind of negotiation because you have the two biggest powerhouses of influencing boxing coming together with two different networks. So they would have to decide okay whether we're doing it Showtime and the Zone or just Showtime. Like if it's a Misfits card or like what is it like that would be a big like it's a lot of negotiations, which is why I understand why the fight isn't happening now, which is why I also understand why KSI wants some more fights because he wants more leverage in the negotiation processes. Like Jake can say like yes you can be A side all of that, but we don't know what's going behind the scenes with Nikisa and Jake. We don't know like whether Jake wants more money. Like Jake can say all of this online to like fool fans and like get fans on his side, but negotiations are a thing, and like any real boxing fan knows like negotiations are serious because there's a lot of money to be made from that fight. So I don't know if it will be a Misfits fight. It depends on how Jake does against Anderson. If Anderson beats Jake, I think Jake will come back to YouTube boxing.
Oh my God, I completely forgot about Anderson and Jake Paul. I was like, the next crossover is Deji Mayweather. It's Anderson and
And
Jake
Jake
Paul.
Paul.
That's
Yep. I'll be
crazy.
there. Yeah, I'll be there.
That's
I got my tickets, so I'll be in attendance. Dr. Mike gonna be fighting Le'Veon Bell versus Hall, a former UFC fighter. Like
bro.
it,
I am really excited for that fight. Le'Veon Bell versus you. Oh my, that's gonna be amazing, bro. It's gonna be
that's
amazing.
that's the fight that got me there. When Social Glove One was announced, I was like, I'll watch on pay per view. But then when Gib announced, I said, okay, like for me to pay money to pay for airfare, hotel tickets, I gotta care about at least 3 to 4 fights. And for this one, I did. So that's why I'm going. So, but yeah,
You guys just saw Gibbs' most recent tweet.
but what he want to take down Misfits?
No, he posted. He said, "Been asking to come on Misfit, but Mams won't let me on." Shaking my head after watching today. I know why.
Wow,
That's
wow.
shocking because I thought like Gibbs
Do you
and
think
Gib and
do
Mams
do you
were good.
think do you think it's money? You think because think about this, having all these cars, and again, they're planning like 3 events ahead, so they can't just cash out one event at a time. They have a budget. They with the zone, and for
Hmm.
social gloves, as we know, they throw out around the money and shit. Outside got 100 grand and all that, but like maybe just money, maybe
Oh, and
man.
KSI is responding to Gib. KSI has retweeted Gib and told him to chill out. Did
You know what, guys? George, thank you guys. I got head out, but my thing is money. That's my. I think it's money. I mean, he's 7 figure giver. That's his name. And Misfits is like, no, we just can't give you a million just because. Sorry, if we got to pay Slim, we got to pay Logan, we got to pay. Oh, if we got to pay Logan's opponent, if we got to pay KSI's opponent, we just can't cash out.
That's
That's just
true.
me.
I don't know. This is crazy. This is kind of crazy case. But I know we'll
Man.
see. We'll see. I'm
Yeah. So so
yeah.
so yeah, I gotta go again. I enjoy chatting with you guys, enjoy the listeners and all that. Hey, it's YouTube boxing season. It's never a dull moment. We got
Facts.
Silver versus Jake. We got Deji, and then after Deji and Floyd, you got Misfits 3 with Hassim versus Vitor. So
Yes.
hopefully they announce the whole card soon because November's approaching, and there's only 2 fights confirmed now. Hassim versus Vitor and DK versus King Candy. So hopefully that, and then
Dean is rumored to be on that card? I think.
yeah,
Yep.
they
Yep.
haven't chosen between Sharks or NA Productions, which hopefully we'll see soon.
Yes. Yes. Well, and also last thing, if you guys haven't seen the new Wade video, I edited it, so go watch it. Go support. And yeah, love guys. That's it.
Hey,
Yeah,
hey,
man.
peace everybody. Like I said, I got hit out, but I'm gonna keep my eye on this Give versus KSI. My 2 cents, and again, it can unfold within a couple hours and a day. I think it's money. I think Give that's for way too much money. And now Misfits and Mounts like, look, we got budget. Again, this is a rumor March card. So there's already a card in March. They just can cash out and give you a million just because. So hey, maybe if you guys remember, Gib won his own event in YouTube Rumble. This is 2020. Gib won to fight Deji. Gib won his own event. Hey, we said Gib's a main eventer. Maybe it happened. Maybe he has to put on his own event. Go with Titans. They're now in the space. I don't know. It's just exciting time, but I'm gonna head out. And again, guys, this was an exciting fight, exciting event. I love talking about YouTube boxing. I love talking with the fans. And again, follow me on Fight Lounge. I will have this uploaded on my YouTube channel. So yeah, peace out, everybody.